sheets.
Yeah. Okay. Send me a picture.
Going into
Kind of a big day. Day one of trig. Yeah. So if you didn't take, if you still haven't taken the chapter 3 test yet, make sure you get that taken as soon as possible so that gets off your plate and grades return to, or your grade returns to what it should be. Okay. But yeah, it's day one of trig today. Put that over here into that corner because I don't like it. All right. So what we're going to be talking about here now is, yeah, I got to scroll on my own. That's right. I forgot one of these. Okay. So we're going to talk trigonometric functions now. Okay. So a trig function. So typically, what you've done with up to this point is you've had logarithmic functions, you've had exponential functions, you've had quadratic functions, you've had all those different kind of functions. And all of those functions had, you picked an x value and you plugged it into the function and it went through the function machine, if you will, and you got out a y value. So your input was the x. We inputted numbers into the function. Okay? Now, in trig, we're going to input angles into a function. Okay? So instead of just inputting random numbers now we're going to input angles into the function. And what we get out from the function machine is going to be a number. Okay? So your independent variable, now your input, your domain is angles. Okay? Good times. Okay? So if we start with angles, well, there's 360 degrees in a circle, right? You've learned that. You've done that before. Okay? 360 degrees all the way around one particular point. Okay? Why do they go with 360 degrees? I should have put animation on that to have it go fly away. Okay? It's a base 60 counting system, and the true, real reason that they went 360 is because so many numbers evenly divide into them. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16. Okay? You know, all of those 15, 16, 18, 20, all of those go into it nice and evenly or with a nice even fraction to go along with it. Okay? So if I'm looking at 360 degrees around a circle, some particular measures that we could come up with. Now, in math, or in trig, I should say, you will find, and you guys started this last year in Algebra 2 Extended, when you said that 0 degrees was out there to the right. Okay? Straight out to the right is 0 degrees. Okay? Well, that means that all the way around, then, that is also 360 degrees. Okay? Oh, what's half of that? Half of 360. 180. So that means that this over here then is 180 degrees. So what we're saying is if we start here, let me fill in, here's our starting ray, our starting radius, if you will, that this angle right here is 180 degrees. Makes sense. Well, what's half a half? 90, right? Okay, so then that means that 90 would be up here. Half of the other half would put 270 down here. Half of half of half. Half of half of half would be 45. Which means then that this would be 135, this would be 225, and this would be 315. It's like a flower bursting through in the spring. The trig that just exploded inside my head. Yes. Yes. I love trig. Me too. It's so cool. It's like a trig flower. All right, so now. But that's just degrees. Okay? Because if it were just that easy, we would have been on to much better and brighter things right now. But it's not just that easy. Mathematicians then go and throw in something else. And that something else is called a radian. Okay? Now a radian is very important. And so what we're going to spend some time today doing is we're going to spend some time today developing what a radian is, the concept of a radian. Okay? So what I need you to do is I need you to have a completely blank sheet, okay, or it's backside of something or something along that. Okay? In the middle of your sheet, I need you to put a dot smack dab in the middle horizontally and vertically. So right smack dab in the middle of your page. Okay? It's got to be close. Yeah. Just a dot is all you need. Just a dot in the middle of your page. Now, for those of you, I see a couple of if you're using a notebook, great. Okay? You're going to want some extra pieces of paper. I got some. Just because. Here. Just because of. No, I didn't know. Flip it back over. There you go. Okay? Because otherwise, what happens is the pointy part of your compass. No, it'll rip it, but then it won't. Like it'll slide all around, and then you'll be mad at me because your circle's not perfect. Okay? Now, I don't care which direction you go, but I would like you to draw yourself a radius off of your dot. Again, I don't care what direction, draw yourself a radius off of your dot. On this part, just so you know.
I'll take this out.
That's not, yeah, I don't know how you're going to keep the pointy part on the pointy part. You know what I mean? Do you have a circle drawing tool on there? Like you don't have like just an actual circle that you could?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because then that'll make it easy, because then your circle's going to be perfect. All right, now, Lily, this is going to be the most important part to listen to. I'm going to have you open your Smarties right now, but still do not eat them yet. Not yet. We're getting closer, but you're going to open up your Smarties. Okay? This is the temptingest part of the class today. No, you're not a big Smartie fan? Okay. All right? Okay? So now what I want you to do is I want you to place your Smarties along the radius that you drew, or the line that you drew. And here's how you're going to do it. You're going to take your Smartie and you're gonna like get it right smack dab in the middle. Like you gotta cut through a diameter of your Smartie. Okay? And you're gonna do that 7 times. So you want a line of 7 Smarties. Or I shouldn't say a line. A string of 7 Smarties along your line. Side by side. If you need to extend your line, please extend your line. Well, because every time you put it on the end, it slides it a little bit that way. You know what I mean? Because they're circular. So it's like this. It's like this. You know what I mean? If I push this here, now it's gonna see how that.
Like I'm not pushing them and they're going that way.
Well, because the building's shaking. Because there's people walking around. There's a natural reverberation in the building. Yeah. Okay?
Always?
Always. Well, except when when there's not 1,700 people in here, nobody's moving around. But yeah.
Like right now?
That is true.
Most people are in classes right now.
No.
You're still in that. Because it's still. Well, that
I had like one AirPod.
You need one of each of the 3 when you come in. We're almost there.
Oh my god.
Okay? Everybody got me a line of 7 Smarties. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take your pencil and I want you to mark the end of that string of Smarties on your line. Okay? Now you can take your Smarties, don't eat them yet, and just move them off to the side. As long as you got your mark on there. That is the radius of the circle that I want you to draw. So how you go about drawing your circle is you... Yeah, I got to remember where my compass... Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one.
Can I eat it yet or what?
Nope, can't eat yet. Insert. Insert. There it is. Insert gallery item. Is it in gallery item? Nope, not there. Cancel that. Insert measurement tool. Compass. There it is. Okay, where's my compass? Why didn't it insert? I'm not sure why that took me to stop there to get there, but okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to put the pointy end of the compass on the dot. Then you're going to expand the compass out to your mark. And here's how you use a compass. Compasses are used with 2 fingers and 1 hand. Okay? This little knob thing at the top, that's what you grab onto to use the compass. Okay? Don't grab onto the compass like this, because as you go around the corner, you're expanding the compass out. Okay? Set the distance, and then use the pointy thing at the top to spin it around. Okay? You probably don't want to put the pointy thing on the iPad.
Is this good? Oh, that's that's easy for you. Okay, except my circles is not
Okay? Now, starting at your intersection point of your circle and your radius. Now I want you to put your Smarties along the circle.
What a nice circle. They're not gonna fit.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
You should just go with SK with one less, right? Hers had an odd number in it.
So you're putting your group of 7 at a time. 7 at a time. Just 7 at a time. We're only using those 7. Everybody got their 7 lined up like this. Okay? Now what I want you to do is I want you to mark on the circle your start, which should already be marked, and where your 7 meet up.
There's no shot that this is actually
This is legit. Now, I want you to rinse, lather, and repeat that process all the way around your circle. So make marks every 7 Smarties along the circumference of your circle. No.
I was about to say, because I'd like to make it look pretty.
So what you should have gotten by going all the way around the circle is you should have had one, the original one that we started with. Then you should have had a second one, a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, a sixth one, and then you should have a little partial one. Did anybody see how many Smarties fit in that partial one? 2 of them? Should be really close to 2 of them in there. Right? Right? Okay, does it fit too perfectly? That's good, because it should fit too perfectly. Okay? So what you just did, now let's think about that. We had 6 full ones, and we had 2 7s, right? What is 6 and 2 7s in like a decimal? What? 6.28? 6.28? Okay. What's so important, Ms. Mashinsky, about 3.14? That's pi. Pi is 3.14, so what would 6.28 be then?
2 pi.
Be 2 pi, right? Okay. So if there's 360 degrees in a circle, how many radians are in a circle? 2 pi radians in a circle. Yeah? Okay? And what you also found way back up here on your original one, what you found, I'll put it in red. This angle here,
Can we eat these yet?
no, is 1 radian. Yes. That angle there is equal to 1 radian. Now I got to see if it's on the next slide or not. Yep, okay, it is. Perfect. Okay, So that angle there is 1 radian. Now, I want you to verify this. So on the same center dot, on the same original radius, this time I want you to go 4 Smarties. Make a 4 Smartie circle. Okay, so we put inside this other one. Because I want you to see that the radian is the same. Okay? So now I want you to go 4 Smarties wide. So there's the radius of your circle. Draw in a new circle with your compass. Measure out all the way around. Measure out your radians. You should be finding that your 2 sets of tick marks should line up if you connect the center point to them. Okay. So, 1 radian, what we just found. So 1 radian is the measure of the central angle theta. So I'm going to go back here to this one. So 1 radian here is, we're going to call it theta. It is the measure of this central angle that lets us travel on the circumference, the arc length, that's equal to 1 radius. Okay? So a radian is really a radius. Okay? A radian is how many degrees or how long it's there, what the measure of the central angle is to go 1 radius on the circle. Okay? So this distance here, purple, is equal to pink. Okay? As long as, provided that this is 1 radian. Okay? You can shorten radian to RAD. Okay? 1 radian is approximately 57.3 degrees. We had talked about this already, but on your original Smartie circle, it took us 6 full 7s or 6 full 4s to get all the way around, and then we had a partial. Okay? On your 4 circle, it should have been a little bit more than 1 Smartie. Okay? So that again comes from the fact that it takes 6.28 radii to complete the circle. By the way, that's our symbol for circle. We just put a big old, a little circle with a dot in the middle. Okay? That's our symbol for a circle. Okay? Which is the equivalent of 2 pi radians. So 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. Okay? So, if my arc length measures 20 Smarties, and my radius is 10 Smarties, that means how many radii, because it's not 10, how many radii would I need to get that same pink distance? I need 2, right? Because 2 times 10 is 20, right? So that means that I would have 2 radii to go through there. So that means that my central angle theta here is what radian measure? It's 2 radians. Yep, because I went 2 radii to get that arc length. So this is 2 with, if you put a little r up there, that's the same thing as saying 2 radians or 2 rad. Those are the 3 different ways to write that. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? You then now find me the arc length given the fact that the radius of the circle is 8 and the central angle is 1.5 radians. So this is saying that this arc length right here is 1.5 radii, which means that we went, that's 8, because that gets me the 1, right? And then I went half. Well, what's half of 8? 4. So I got a chunk of 8 and I got a chunk of 4, which makes the entire arc length 12 units long. Yes? Only thing I ask today is that your Smartie packet or your wrapper, whatever you want to call it, makes it into the trash. Okay?